I don't care if I spend $1,000 on the course. If I took away one thing that gives me value, 100% worth it.
Very smart comment.
100% worth it.
Because that's the reality.
Yeah.
One thing changes your life.
You're watching the Hersh Condos Digital Experience.
Hey guys, it's Jody and welcome to episode 28 of the Hersh Condos Digital Experience. Today you're going to join Hersh for lunch as he sits down with Chad Tascatan, a pre-construction specialist and agent from Century 21, as well as the winner of the Have Lunch with Hersh contest. Here's how it all unfolded.
What are your challenges now with the whole COVID thing where immigration stopped and people are understanding that?
So interesting enough, the challenge about selling them hasn't been as big as most people may be thinking, wow, is everybody staying at home?
Yeah.
Well, even if they are, they're buying them. You know, we just released Dun West for Green Park out in Oakville. Yeah. And that building sold out. And when I say sold out, I'm going to say it like this. Is there any one bedrooms left? No. Is there any 1+ dens left? No. Is there any small twos left? No. But do we have some pieces left in the 900, $1 million? And we actually sold the most expensive piece in the building, $1.2 million, on pre-construction. So there are some pieces, but for most part, the building is sold out.
Yeah.
Right?
And Oakville's been phenomenal
amazing
for condos. Yeah.
So people are buying. I think that it's been obviously I'm not going to say challenge, but it's certainly been interesting in understanding how to deal with clients through this and through agents and with agents. But I think one of the interesting things is we were really fairly high-techy before COVID came.
Right.
And for us to switch over into Zoom mode or into doing broadcasts, because we have our own digital broadcast center, and I mean, it's a full-time thing.
Right. So
maybe it was a bit easier for us just because we were sort of there already. But in the reality, people want to do things and people understand, I always say like this, Chad, another one thing I could tell you? So, all my years, I tell people, not the smartest guy on earth, I never was, I never will be. I just watched what my major clients did and copied them. And what they did was buy real estate. It was really simple.
Right.
So when I'm doing a building, pretty much all the time, I always buy one of the units in one of the buildings that we're doing. And over the years, they have become worth a lot of money.
Absolutely.
And that's the point, is like, when people say, I just want to get it and flip it.
No.
Probably not the right investment for you.
I always push them against that, exactly.
Yeah. And
away from that.
Here's the thing. And everyone from the real estate industry, may sort of understand this, but the Toronto Real Estate Board and the Ontario Real Estate Association does not have a pension plan for us. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
The only pension plan that is really built in for realtors is buy your own real estate,
your own equity,
rent it out.
Yeah.
And there's the reality. The money you make from selling real estate should be buying your real estate.
Right.
And the reason is because that's going to be your retirement. It pays itself off, right? And you just collect rent.
Absolutely.
It's really an amazing program.
What I like to tell them is we all hate paying taxes. Don't sell your property. Never give the government money. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Refinance, go buy more property, and just keep holding on to that tax money that they're waiting for you to sell.
They're certainly happy to take their share. But in any event, I always say nobody loves paying taxes, but the reality is you want to pay taxes.
Of course.
Because if you're paying taxes,
you're making money.
You're making money.
Exactly.
Right? And that's an okay thing.
Yeah. So I wanted to get into the podcasting as well, and hoping maybe you can be my first guest, I guess, once that gets going.
I'll be happy to do it.
All right.
And here's the thing. Everybody wonders if they should do this stuff or not do this stuff. And
hold on, when you say this stuff, what do you mean?
In other words, podcasts, the social media type of thing. And the interesting thing I find is that people want to do it, but the difference between the ones that really succeed and the ones that don't are the ones that have the commitment to actually go do something. Because here's some reality. We knew we wanted to create a huge presence in the digital market.
Right.
And we started.
Right.
But the interesting thing, on our very first podcast that we put out, I think we had 1 or 2 viewers. And people get depressed because they're going, oh, all I got was 1 or 2 viewers.
Right.
But today, we have hundreds and hundreds of viewers
keep consistent.
that tune in. And a lot of them have become part of the podcast because they call us and they have stuff to contribute. And I think the reality is that that's the biggest advice, is that to start, everyone should be getting into the digital media market and doing you don't have to be brilliant, you just have to do it.
Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
The best part is it's recession proof, it's COVID proof. I mean, anything can be going on, you can still continue to do this. People are still, when everything is shut down, all you have is internet.
Right.
So I mean, that's where
scary thought when you think about it.
Yeah, it is. It is. But it is what it is.
And anybody who really works social media today will absolutely reap the benefits
100%.
years down the road. Because as big as it is today, it will be massively gigantic.
It's never going to stop growing. It's funny because when I first got into real estate, as a new realtor, you know, what you're told, your coaching and all that stuff is prospect, prospect, prospect. Go knock on doors, pick up the phone, call this person, call that person, call this person, ask them if they want to sell their house, this and that. Just keep knocking doors till your knuckles are bleeding. Why am I doing that? Like, why am I doing that when we have such powerful tools? We have social media. I can go knock on 20 doors. It's going to take me probably an hour of my time, an hour and a half of my time. And these are people that I'm literally randomly asking, you want to sell your home? Wouldn't they be reaching out to a realtor if they want to sell their home? Who's going to wait for somebody to knock on their door? Yes, the realtor's here. I can finally sell my home.
It takes, believe it or not, since I've done it, many, many years ago, interesting enough, with Jody.
Yeah.
Because I was walking with him, and we went knocking doors.
Yeah.
It takes hundreds.
It's yeah.
And the funny thing was, when we finally got to one, and the fella said, yeah, I might be interested. Jody was so excited. Okay. He was going, Dad, they want to sell their house. The reach is so much
brutal.
greater. Well, and you can also build a brand for yourself through social media.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's the thing, though. It's just like I was doing that. I was doing the door knocking, and I didn't have any listings at the time, so I'd get one of the colleagues from the office. He just sold the property. Hey, I'm going to go call the neighborhood that you just sold in and say we sold it, whatever. We're a team or something like that. But again, it's the same as door knocking. I'm just blindly, they're interested. Your neighbor just sold. Do you want to know how much the house is? Sure. Sold for this much. Would you be interested? Because, you could, I don't know what your house is like, but you could potentially get more than that if, you've got the right upgrades and this and that. Why don't you let me come in? No, it's okay. I just want to know what they sold for. Meanwhile, I send out one email, just sold, or not email. I'll put one post on social media, just sold, and then I'll show pictures. Place is nice, nicely renovated. People ask questions. Oh, that's a really nice house. Kind of curious to know what it sold for. You get all kinds of responses on social media. All kinds of responses. And then you start talking to them, and then what made you want to ask the price? Like, are you looking to sell? Where's your neighborhood? Like, you want to know what your neighborhood's selling for? And then you eventually just keep digging and digging. And
well, the interesting thing that you can do today, and all the software, just exists for it, is to take the business, when you take the business seriously, and that call comes in, the reality is they should go on a drip email campaign. Yes. Okay, so that you're staying in touch with them then forever.
Right.
Even on giving out, hi, I know you called last month or last week, so obviously I know that you're interested in some updates for the area.
Right.
So I've put you on my email list. Right. And monthly you'll get my newsletter and you'll see what's happening right within your area.
Right.
Okay. Hope that information, helps you.
There's a guy, David Greenspan. Have you heard of him?
He knows me quite well.
Yeah. So he's a mindshare guy.
Yeah.
Love his concept, right? Build mindshare. So I'm a big fan of him. I've done his course and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I like his style.
I think courses are great. The more courses you can take, the better it is.
Yeah, of course.
Because you will learn something
Even if you learn,
from
take away
everyone.
one thing.
Exactly.
I don't care if I spend $1,000 on the course. If I took away one thing that gives me value, 100% worth it.
Very smart comment.
100% worth it.
Because that's the reality.
Yeah.
One thing changes your life. So, Chad,
Yes, sir.
you know, this is the Take Me to Lunch program where you get to ask me anything. Did you have a good one saved up for me? Like something you really want to ask me?
Without having the volumes that these developers want before giving you the platinum access, like how can I really gain their trust to actually get to that point? Like how can I get platinum access without having massive volumes if you're not giving me the units to get those massive volumes? I could have the buyers, but I'm not getting the units. So like how can I break that gap there?
It's a real good question.
Yeah.
This may be more simple than you think it's going to be. But if I had some, and we've had it done, so I'm gonna give you reality. We've had agents call us. I want to come and see you, Hersh. Okay, we sell a lot of condos. This is what we do. I want to come and see you. Okay, we never tell people don't come.
Right.
We'll sit and talk. And just generally, I will say, if you believe you can really do this, the next condo we have, I'm happy
Yeah.
to include you.
Right.
And the funny thing, when I say funny thing, is people think everything they have to do is extremely difficult and challenging. But the reality is, all they do is pick up a phone call and call me,
True.
right? So we've sat through
Take
all
that
kinds
step.
of different presentations, and all of that, and from almost no presentation to just give me a crack.
Yeah.
And I think most people are willing to help.
And
Every
confidence.
good broker like us who represents the builders
Right.
is always looking for excellent agents to work with,
Right.
right? Because you always want to expand your reach. And for me, it's a simple here, phone and say, hi, I want to come and see you, or I want to talk to you. If you're going to go out and make phone calls to get the relationships, think of what you want to say to the people.
Right.
And there's the reality. So I'm going to say to you, Chad, you definitely are going to say to me, you specialize in pre-construction condos.
Explain where your qualities are.
And I'm going to say, that's amazing, that's great. That's great. So what have you done?
Worked on a few big projects recently.
Cool.
And I just wanted to see what kind of projects you had available. Got a ton of buyers right now available. They're ready to buy. I just want to be able to give them the right product. So wanted to come to you and see what you have to offer right now and have a talk with you.
I want first access to your condos.
Right. That's exactly what I want.
If you, there. So
So just say
don't
that.
beat around the bush with
Just get to the
guys that
point.
do this.
Right.
You know, so here's the reality. Whether it's me or a few of my competitors,
Right.
you know, that have been doing it, we've been doing it for years and years
Right.
and years, right? And in the grand scheme of things, you know, we've definitely heard a thing or two. And really, when you're calling, we appreciate if you sort of tell them what you want,
Yeah.
right?
I think
And-
most
and-
agents just don't have, you know.
You know, if I call a builder, you know what I say to him?
Mm.
I want to represent you and sell the building for you. I'm going to market it for you. I'm going to save you a ton of money, okay? And I'm actually going to sell it so quick that you'll be, okay, in the ground within 365 days. You're going to be exactly where you want to be on your pro forma, with probably $1 or $2 million more in your pocket with what I have in mind.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Sounds like a pretty good intro.
Yeah, normally they see me. Anyways, Chad, it's been great.
Oh,
we're
sorry.
going to do a
Whatever,
COVID, you know,
COVID prop,
whatever,
elbow,
yeah.
awkward
Okay.
handshake.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching the Hersh Condos Digital Experience. Stay tuned for more exciting content. Subscribe to our channel and make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms.